All right, a couple of points I forgot to make last time when in the video, why you want an end tractor, what to look at when you're purchasing it, care and feeding, that business. I had addressed the issue of the rear wheels coming loose and the problem with the axle seals drooling. You want to have a look at these nuts. You can see there's a little spring clip there. And if I can get the phone to focus on the catalog, you can see there what the spring clip looks like. And it comes as a kit with both nut and the clip. What you want to do is jack the tractor up, one side at a time if you like, so you can put some really good torque on that in the hopes that, the seals will at least have a fighting chance if they have been destroyed already from being left loose. Make sure that that nut is aligned in such a fashion that that spring clip is going to go down through into a series of holes drilled in your axle here. Well, sorry, not a series. There's a slot there and a slot there. Kind of persnickety, these little things. You don't want to lose the spring tension on them. I find them a bit difficult to deal with. Use caution. If it's been really left to get loose, it'll chew the threads up on the nut and the axle. You may have an issue there. Ford dealers sell that nut as a self-tapper, and that can be a real godsend. It can get you out of the jam you're in. A little worse than that, even with the self-tapping nut, you may have to get in there with some patience. A little triangular file and a Dremel with a cutoff wheel, and do what you can with those threads. If it's really gone bad, I have a Jubilee out here, was in my possession, it's come back in. I don't know what they did to it. The axle nut and axle are beyond redemption. Fortuitously, it's an easy swap, and my little end parts tractor, the axles are interchangeable, so I can use that. So I wanted to rectify that. Let me see my notes. What else did I mention? Failed to mention, rather. Oh yeah, when you're purchasing it, looking to purchase it, it would be a good idea to run a compression test. I'm not going to bother explaining how to do the compression test. You want to make sure, of course, that the recesses the spark plugs fit in are clean, that you're not dropping residue down in as you pull the plug out. Again, I'm not going to explain that, no need to. Take a fresh set of plugs with you, run your compression test. The old plugs will give you an indication of, is one hole really disastrous with oil. I'm not going to get into reading spark plugs. If you don't know that, Google it, same as your compression test. The new plugs, for two reasons. You'll probably find the old ones filthy and detrimental to the tractor running cleanly. And you can run it for a few minutes, assuming the seller is amenable to all of this, of course. And if he isn't, you might want to walk away. But the new plugs, you can have a read on them after a few minutes. If one cylinder's valves are really beyond, just pouring oil in, it'll show up pretty quickly. And you're going to end up owning an end tractor anyways, so you want the new plugs anyhow. And if not, the seller might be amenable from buying them off you anyways. I'm assuming he's noted, hey, tractor runs better with a fresh set of plugs. He has probably given up on his maintenance and care and attention. That's why he's selling the tractor. What else had I forgotten? Leak, axle, compression. Oh yes, I had commented regarding why you want to take that crankcase off, clean it, and it allows you to get up in it and inspect things, have a really good look at what's going on. You really want to do it. I can't stress it enough. You got to get rid of that muck. While I was in here looking at this, I'd said the crud was stuck in the cylinders. What I meant to say was on the crankcase. I was in here with diesel, kerosene, whatever, and brushes and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing. And on the end tractor, on the other side of the motor, we may as well go look at that. The valves are accessible. Those little panels, is the light adequate here? Yes, see the nuts and the residual blue I never got painted over? Those are the access covers to your valve train. Of course, the intake, exhaust manifold, carburetor linkages have to come out of the way. Split the exhaust pipe there. Not a big deal. You're probably going to address this leak that we talked about anyways. Now, again, you'll find that if the crankcase is full of undesirables, you're going to find that system wanting cleaned as well. May as well touch on the valve train for a minute while we're here. Believe it or not, from the factory, they had no provisions to adjust the valves. And you'll probably find the clearances, as they are on this tractor and any other end I've had previously, to be like double or more in excess of suggested clearance tolerances. They sell a kit where you can put adjusters in there. It's not cheap. I think it's probably pushing 500 bucks. It's all easily done from the side. If you're reasonably handy, it shouldn't be a big job. A little time consuming, a little annoying. But imagine, and let's use this tractor as an example, that valve clearance being so far out of tolerance. Imagine how much power is lost not getting a full cylinder charge. That's another issue kind of on down the road, I suppose. It's highly unlikely you're going to, if you have a well-running end tractor, address that issue. How often do you really want full power? And I think that cleans up. Let me check my notes. I should do notes more often. That should be everything you want to look at when you're looking at buying a tractor. Sorry I didn't get that clean the first time, but I think oh, I was going to one more thing. Your oil filler / crankcase vent system here comes down. This is removable. It's just a friction fit. You have a pair of channel locks on there and some wiggling, maybe a little splash of lube. That tube does come out of there and allows you access to peek down in there. If you had one of your little, snaky light camera deals, and going back to pulling the plugs when you run a compression test, same device, you could have a peek down in your cylinders as well. I don't have one to demonstrate it to you, but easily figurable. So I think that's that. I don't know. I don't think I missed anything else. Thanks. Take care.